Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Realm of Ori. In this video, we will continue with Volume 18, Chapter 4, Shattered Ambition, Part 5. If you haven't watched the previous video or chapter, you can find the link in the description below. Before we begin, this video contains light novel spoilers. If you do not want to be spoiled, do not watch it. And, if you will continue, an additional disclaimer notice. So without further ado, let's get to the video. So, the fight started up again in the audience room. Laplace, Silva, and the two knights who were hurt were on one side. Feldway, Kagali, Leon, Yuuki, Footman, and Tyr were all on the other side. They were outnumbered by 4 to 6, and they were much weaker than everyone else. Sylvia-san, can I ask you something? What's that? How far do you really think we can go against them? Yes, well, it won't make you happy, even if I tell you, will it? I guess so. Don't answer that yet. That's definitely true, Laplace said with a laugh. The memory of the exchange made Silva feel sad. No, it wasn't the conversation that made her feel nostalgic. It was just the fact that this man, Laplace, was there. Could it be that we've met before? No, I don't believe that. What the heck? This isn't the time to be worried about that. Silva was definitely a warrior, as shown by her small but graceful chest. She changed her mind quickly and found the enemy. Feldway didn't move, as if he was going to let his subordinates do the work. From the way he was acting, it was clear that he thought less of Silva and the others. But in the current situation, where she was in a very bad position, she might want to be grateful. I'd say that his pride will bring him down, but he's the leader of the primordials. I know what the ancestor said, but this is insane. To be honest, he is stronger than I am. In fact, when she was this close to them, she could feel that their presence was so strong that it was scary. First of all, every person here is a monster. Alros and Claude themselves are capable of earning the title of Demon Lord. Feldway stood out from the others. If she went up against him head-on, she would lose. So, the only thing that could be done was to buy time. El-chan said that Rimuru-kun would be here soon, right? I'm not sure how well he'll do against monsters like that, but he did beat Velgrund, right? Well, all we can do is keep our fingers crossed. Silva was also made by the ancestor to be a high elf, and she was proud of her skills. She actually possessed an existential worth of little less than 2 million, which is comparable to an awakened demon lord. She also had the ultimate skill Thunder King Indra, which was the best weather system skill, making her stronger than Tyr and Footman. She wasn't as strong as Feldway, though. She was nothing like that. Even though she told Laplace she was sure, it would be hard to turn the tables. But there was still a chance to win as long as Feldway didn't move. The possibility that Leon could be manipulated was also thought about. She told him how to separate his mind from his skill, and she thought that Leon was still trying very hard to get his ego back. If he did this, there was also a very high chance that he would lose his skill. There would be a significant loss of strength to act exactly as Obera did. First of all, it wasn't easy, so she only taught him how to do it as a last resort. Well, Leon-kun has to decide. He was a very good student, but I don't know if he will be successful or not. She wasn't very hopeful, but she still hoped Leon would go back to the front. It was a bad bet to try to get out of it, but there was nothing else to do. If all she could do was complain, she would have to be ready and do the best she could. You two, keep backing me up. And that clown over there. Your opponent is. It's me. If I don't work every now and then, I'll lose my good name. Yuuki, one of the enemies, cut Silva off in the middle of her comment. He gave Laplace a kick without saying a word. Hey, wait, are you kidding, boss? Laplace didn't forget to introduce himself, even when he was sent into battle without being asked any questions. I'm a clown, but my name is Laplace. He yelled it back at Silva while he was dealing with Yuuki. You're still dangerous, Laplace. You still have a lot to give, so I'll fight you along with Yuuki-sama. Kagali jumped into the fight. That is not right. I mean, do you want me to cry? Laplace himself had lost hope. It would be hard even if it were just one of them. But since they were both coming at him at the same time, he couldn't even joke about them. At this point, Leon did what he needed to do. Well, it looks like you're my opponent, Master Silva. But I don't want my sword to be pointed at you. Why don't you join us? Leon suggested this in a very gentlemanly way. His memories were still there, even though he was being manipulated. If Michael or Feldway told him to kill, he couldn't stop them. But if they didn't, he had some control. But no one could ever betray someone. The best thing Leon could do right now was just ask about this idea. You know, Leon-kun. You called me here, don't you remember? Yes. So, by all means, join forces with us. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want Leon-kun to be angry with me. When Leon-kun comes to his senses, he will grumble about my cooperation now. She knew Leon's reason for living and why he had lived. That's why she couldn't tell Leon how she really felt. But Leon couldn't figure out how he felt. Leon could also remember Chloe. He still cared about Chloe, but it wasn't more important to him than his orders. You have a girl you like, don't you? How do you think she would feel right now if she saw Leon-kun? When that question was asked, Leon's heart skipped a beat. However, he quickly got back to his usual level of calm. That's not a very good question. I will get what I want when Feldway-sama's wish comes true. And until then, I'm sure she'll be waiting for me. Are you sure that's true? Sylvia asked with a lot of seriousness. From what Elmesia and the others had told her, it was clear that Chloe wasn't paying attention to Leon. She didn't think Chloe would be waiting for Leon if he didn't attack from here on out. But Leon was to blame for that. Sylvia didn't want to get in the way, so she just said, "Oh well. But don't cry if she turns you down." No one noticed Leon's twitch when he heard this. And that was the start of Sylvia and Leon's fight. Laplace was the strongest magician in the moderate clown troupe. He was very powerful and could be called an uncrowned demon lord. He was turned into an undead elf by Kagali, but his skills and experience as a former chosen hero stayed the same. Laplace also had two skills that no one else had. The first one was the unique skill, Falsifier. This ability, which could change how an opponent saw things, helped him launch attacks that seemed real. It is helpful to be able to hide your weapon. For his enemy, a spear in his hand could look like a knife. He could pull a knife out of thin air when it looked like he was holding nothing. Or, it could be a bomb that looks like a knife. This would be a great way to mess with the enemy. And because of this skill, it was also easy to act like you were dead and get away. It was bad enough that they did that, but they also knew how to do something even worse. Laplace's ace in the hole was the unique skill Future Vision, which gave him the ability to see into the future. Laplace could see a few seconds into the future because of this skill. This made it easy for him to see if his falsifier skill would work against the enemy. This is why Laplace never got caught off guard when he fought. He was strong and had a good sense of how to fight. Laplace was unbeatable because he knew the future perfectly and had 1,000 different ways to attack. He said he was the vice chairman of the moderate clown troupe, but when it came to simple fighting skills, he was far better than the chairman, Kagali. Because of this, Laplace had stayed unbeaten for so long after becoming a Majin. Laplace's strategy even included running away, so it was rare for him to admit defeat. But even that Laplace had to admit defeat to the boy standing in front of him, Yuuki Kagarizaka. But that was a while back. Tear up, footman. Support Leon. And while you're at it, take care of those slackers. That was what Kagali said to do. Laplace went on the attack because he couldn't run away. There were two other people. They were also just as strong as him or even stronger. In actuality, the boss poses the greatest threat because Kagali-sama, despite her many advantages, struggles in close quarters. Kagali had been a friend of Laplace's for a long time. He knew Kagali's strengths and weaknesses and thought he could handle her, even though her personality was different from Kazalim. In fact, Kagali's strength had gotten better, which made it harder for her to fall. Her strength, her ability to destroy things, and her speed all went up by an order of magnitude, but her overall ability didn't change. So, I was able to respond well by increasing the speed of my thoughts and guessing what she would do next. Even though Laplace was so smart, he thought Yuuki would not be a good match for him. Yuuki's strength looked like it was the same as before, but that was a dangerous assumption to make. So, Laplace decided that he should be more careful around Yuuki than Kagali. No hard feelings, Yuuki-san. He yelled at Yuuki and threw a knife at him, but Future Vision showed that they would all miss it. Laplace didn't let this bother him. He went on to the next step.